Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. We're going along for another talk about the Appalachians. I think we're going to do some more talking about logging. I believe this will be part 6. I'd like to thank all of our new subscribers and all our old subscribers. We're just about ready to hit that 500 mark. I just can't wait till we do. It's exciting every morning to get up to see how many subscribers. I think I had 491 the last time I looked. So I'm about to hit that 500 mark. So we'll take off here. We go up by some of the timber, places I cut timber at. Here's one of the big walnut mills here in Monticello. Walnut specialty. He buys veneering. He buys a lot of veneering. That walnut veneering. There ain't no walnut around here, and that's why I can't figure out a big walnut mill here. He has to get about every bit shipped in here. I mean, he pays top dollar walnut when he can get it, but he has to get it shipped in here because he's been in the business there. I've sold him a lot of logs over time, but he'll buy them off of you Wilderness and cut you off. A lot of people gets the top money out of him on the veneering, but I took mine off to Somerset to another mill, a little mill. They done me better than big guys did. But anyway, I had a question asked. I had a winch on a tractor. Yes, I did. Years and years ago, before I had a skidder, and it was a worn record winch. It had been built, welded on some angle horn, and put on a 3-point hitch. It wasn't nothing but a little homemade death trap. My cousin had it, and it went through about 3 or 4 family members. Because I got a lot of family members that log, and he loaned it to them. Well, I went and got it. I was getting it on a bar, to buy. Just like everybody else, I wanted to try it out for a while. So I tried it out, and he come looking for his money in about 4 days. And I'm like, I just borrowed it. No, I don't loan it out. I said, you just loaned it out 3 different times. But I went ahead and paid him for it anyway. It upset me a little bit, but anyway, it didn't work out so good. It would pull one tie log at a time or something, like you didn't get it caught behind a rock or something, because if you got it caught in gear, it had a handle back there that you had to kick it in and out of gear to winch with a handle. And I done a little work with it. I got my money back out of it. I think I gave him $175 for it or something. I got my money back out of it, but the funny thing is I had a bad experience with it. The worn record winch, whatever record winch to pull, it would pull. It was just slow, real slow. Take forever to get a log in. You could pull a whole tree limb as long as it didn't get caught behind nothing or nothing. It's just slow. But I was back here on the hill cutting beech tie logs. All of them was 8 foot, and a few white oak here and there, just smaller white oak, pin oak stuff on the south side hill. I remember it, and had a tractor. I had a tractor mule at the time, and got a big old beech down there, and it was pulling the tractor backwards. So I took a chain tied to a little hickory tree about the size of a stovepipe or something, pulled the tractor bumper against a tree, tied the chain to the tractor bumper, then got to pulling with the winch. Well, I got the log hid behind, hooked behind a rock, and it pulled tight against the log. It wasn't in the tractor. I couldn't get it out of gear. Here I was stuck. I had the tractor in. Ended up having to cut the tree down on top of the tractor to get the tractor out. Is that it? Then I pulled 1 or 2 more times with it, and I got hung again. It broke it off the welding thing and jammed the winch all up. And I ended up selling it to somebody $50. They was gonna put it back together, but yeah, I had to cut a tree down across the top of the tractor and bend the tractor hood to get it unhooked. There wasn't no other way to get it unhooked because it was against the rock, stretched so tight, and the tractor was chained down to the hickory tree, and it was about to pull the hickory out by the roots. It doesn't bottom the winch plumb out, and there was no way getting the winch out of gear. So either cut the tree, there's no way getting the log to unhook, or I went there and looked at the rock. The rock was solid, it wasn't moving, so I just had to cut the tree down and let it hit the tractor. It's the only other choice I had. That's where I went with a winch. But now they make tractor winches, and I've seen tractor. Hey, the boy had one built up like a skidder around here, but still, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, just go with a skidder, because it's gonna cost you just more to build a tractor into a skidder than it is to just go with a skidder, because they will not do what a skidder do. Because the boy had a 4-wheel drive tractor here, and it just would not do like a skidder, and he had a regular winch made on it where you could stick it down the ground and let the lift down and hang it down the ground. It'd pull, but it wasn't nothing like a skidder. I want to show you the job I worked. These videos, the little videos I got on YouTube. It's right here, wasn't it, Mama? I know. I'm gonna let this car run right here. I want to show you. Keep hearing me talk about I didn't have no place to park. They won't know who we are. I want to show you guys something. I logged this out right here. Cut it out, what, 2017? When I told you I didn't have no place to park, right here's where I was at. Now there's, after me, that was all veneer and timber, right up on top of that rock bluff, right up there where you see me cutting that big white oak at, right in there. And right here's where I had to back in against the bank right there to load. And you see all the spot we had was right there to even get a truck in. I still couldn't get all the timber. I mean, it was fun. I left several trees. I just couldn't cut them. Right here, I cut one out and it fell out the road. You see where the treetops come down here in the road almost it. Man, I cut some big white oak up in there. I mean, some big white oak up in there. Prettier timber I've cut in my life come off that mountain. Chestnut oak, it's big on them all. I don't remember cutting that big ash up there, but I see the top of it. I left a big white oak standing right there. I left a load because he got into it with him. He got to run his darn mouth, and I left about a good tandem load up here. But you see how hard we cut it. We didn't cut it that hard. It'll grow back, but that's all veneer. Every bit of it was veneer and timber. These 20 acres here or something. You can see up on top of the mountain there where timber starts getting thicker up there where the line is. We cut it every bit off. And I mean, there's chestnut oak up on that next flat up there. I thought I cut that little white oak right there, but I didn't. I cut the little ash there beside it. And you can see right there, we'd run the loader up that bank, drive up the bank right here, loader and pick the logs up, and back off the loader right here and back it down that hole right there. Back it right down that hole right there and load the truck. Truck sitting right here where the car is back in here against the bank right there. The bed of the truck would hit right there at that tree, and you see where the road is right here. So you couldn't get a log truck in here. And they widened this out and fixed this, which I pushed all this out with a dozer right here. And they wouldn't let me, if they'd let me got in there and pushed all this. Well, knuckle boom was something you couldn't have done unless you sat here in the road. If they'd let me get up, if they'd let me got up in there and pushed all that out with a dozer, I made a yard there, but it's pretty rocky, but that's it. We had the best boundary timber I ever cut in my life right there. And I don't know how good it's showing up on camera, but that's what kind of yard we had. So we hauled it all on a 1-ton truck, then we hauled plumb Somerset. But I didn't have no heels. I didn't have no heels to go up. I run 1,200-1,300 foot on that ton truck, but look here what white oak's still standing up there. I just couldn't do that with it. Look there, these all like it right there. Here's every bit veneer and just like them right there. Right there's what it looked like, that whole mountain. Veneer and timber, hadn't there been cut. And I couldn't get all the way down to the road out here either on this side because it falling on these power lines. I hit the power lines once and knocked the electric off out of here. You can see right there where I cut it too. I couldn't get all the way down to the road here. I got pretty good ways down there. You can see the tops later. I knocked this guy. So man right here living in that house right there. He owned the land that joined it. I knocked his TV line, phone line and power line down with a big tall popper. I couldn't see the top of the tree. Yeah, that'd been good to drive a wedge in there. I should have drove 2 wedges in it because I thought sure it'd go around the hill, and I board cut it when I turned it loose. It went the opposite direction on right across this power line. And luck have it, my brother run back to the truck to call the electric company, and I'm telling you the truth, the luck had it. It flipped me plumb out. I freaked plumb out. When the tree fell across there, I cut it up and cut it out. It's on his electric fence too, tore his fence down. I cut it off his fence. And my brother run to the truck. Well, it hadn't been 8 minutes, what little distance it is out there. About 8 minutes after I felled a tree, 8 or 10 minutes, here comes RECC pulling up the power people to fix the power back. I'm like, how in the world did they get up here so quick? And when my brother got back up there, when he got to the truck, they was coming up the road, so he stopped and told them. That's how they got up there so quick. It just freaked me out. I was like, how in the world because it usually takes them 2 or 3 hours. They're like 10 minutes. That old man comes out there, man, he was giving me crap. He was cussing and carrying on. I told him, I said, if deep freezer runs, I'll pay for it. And then I got that electric back on it, nice as he could be. I said, it's just an accident. He kind of hogged the line a little bit. He claimed more land he didn't own. I didn't fuss with him. It just had some little old popper. It wasn't big enough to fool with. I'd say, all right, we won't fool with it. I own that. He sitting across that knob. You remember that? His boy come out there and told us he didn't own it. His boy was nice. He could be, but he was running for politician at that time in this district here, which we couldn't help him. We wasn't in this district. He was as good as he could be, but it's just cause he was running for politics. But yeah, that was a good banner timber. That's where you see, well, just the big white oak. Now the other one that you see me cutting on hers down in Appalachia County, but that's where I was cutting the big white oak with the little saw up on the bank there. It's up on top of that bluff. It wasn't near. It was a good big tree, but it wasn't a veneering tree. That's why I was cutting it with that little saw. Actually, I tell you why I was cutting it with that little saw. That even I dove that big and I just set it down at $395. Mom and tell you, I bought a brand new $395 in what was $1,600. Mm-hmm. Blowed one $395 up. I cut with a $395. At $365 just to get more attention on the video. And it didn't have a long enough bar to reach through that big tree. That tree was leaning hard. That white oak. If you go back and look on my channel, it's the one that cutting the white oak. It's right there on top of that bluff where it's at. And I had $395 sitting on the ground. I should have got it in the video. It just the chain was dull on it, and we was finishing up, wasn't we, that evening? I was done. We just up our cutting, me and her was. She was videoing. And so my brother would have some snake. I was going to haul all the next day. And that ton truck, we had to really get a lot out sometimes to haul. Well, you get down where to put it, but pile it up down there and stack it. Sometimes we put it around there in the flat, then pull it on around our yard and saw it up. But up on the mountain now, it's pretty. You up high now, high elevation right here. They got a lot of tires and stuff up here for all the TV stations and everything. This place will be called Span Hill, Kentucky. It's still all Wayne County. But yeah, it's pretty weird. The power man get there about the same time at the. I cut the tree and he got back. Then he was nice there. He pretty hot before that. It's kind of cold weather. His food would lasted all day in the deep freezer, but whatever, he tempted about thawing out. And the other one was, I was bad at power line now, trust me. I knocked power out 2 or 3 times. They never did find me over there nothing. I was on a farm or cutting a boundary of cedar, big boundary of cedar. It was big money now right here. I'll show you back there, right over the mountain we were looking at a while ago. I was showing you I cut that timber off of. Pretty right here. Probably window down over there. We'll get that tin out there. So pretty views. Should get you the video still on me. It's pretty. You're not on. But anyway, there'll be no traffic on this road this time of day. I didn't haul around through here. I went out the other way. I come in this way in the morning time because it's shorter. And I cut a cedar on the power lines out there and knocked the electric out. It was about 4 hours to get that fixed. I cut a white oak on it. I think I've had about 6 different incidents of cutting the power out around here in RECC. I had to come out and put it back up. I know that I'm not their best friend. I never was fined. They said they could fine you. I don't know. I never was. I hope I get done good with the Camry. I never was. We never did get in trouble with nothing, but I'd always run high, blow the dirt transformer off pole there Cedar Hill with that cedar tree that time. He blowed the transformer, right? But transformer and everything back up. High the electric bill is around here. Well, it's co-op too. Everybody that owns it, so I guess they couldn't find you. Get thinking about it because it's a co-op owned place. The RECC's co-op. You know, if you've been a member there long enough, paid a long enough electric bill, you'll get a little check in there every year. So I said they couldn't find you because everybody owns it. It pays the RECC bill. But anyway. Yeah, we done with this fuel thing already no longer in the switch of the government. Already we're seeing a big increase on our electric bills. Because see, we coal power burning plant here. It's coal country here. They've been coal mining. They strip mine right back. They strip mine up here on this ridge. They'll go the other way around there. Her dad's got a big hunting lease around there, ain't he? That's where Bubby killed his deer at. Go back the other way back there. He's back there on the coal strip mine. It's got a good boundary timber on it. I don't see how, because them boys locked it. Them Dick boys did back in there forever. I thought they got all the timber back in there. It's 75 acres. Whoa, don't mean to do that. But there's some pretty views around through here. And, yeah, I'm thankful for all the videos. They're going good. They log this every year. They logging this when we was logging up here. Look like they logged it again. There's so much little small stuff in there. Golly, it does need thin down. It needs some weight wood cut out. I can thin that down. So it's got so much small. Well, they logged it every 3 or 4 years. It's got growing up so much small stuff. It looks like all chestnut oak. But yeah, that was my do with a winch. But now that little 225 was a good little skidder for one man, no faster than we moved. It worked good. Really, I wanted, and I know they did some timber cutting. I know who cut that though. I wanted a 540 John Deere is what I wanted. I still like John Deere. I think it's a 540. That was my next skidder to buy, but you know the price different than a John Deere and yeah, I see the road right there where they hauled out down there, and John Deere and right here's garbage dump barrier. That's the old strip mine right there. Underground mine, strip mine. They strip mine around here, and that's a garbage. It's bury up and garbage, and that can't be good for the climate. I'm sorry, they tried to do it out here on our farm we used to live on. We all kicked against it, got it. Then they come up here and done it. But anyway, well, what was I talking about? I forgot. Can you remember one? Well, they can't tell me because I ain't lying. I got on that garbage dump. I was talking about something before then. I don't remember what. Oh, on that 225 Timberjack. Oh yeah, it wouldn't know wanting the John Deere. The John Deere was so high, but yeah, you want my opinion? John Deere's a lot stouter skidder than a Timberjack. That's my opinion. But you got the steering wheel in them too, and you had to drive it by the lever with the Timberjack. And some people like the Timberjack better, but I mean, I don't guess one was any better than the other. I just like the way the John Deere functioned better and stuff. I will not say that's better. You know, the Timberjack, that's just a little four-cylinder I had. It's just a little four-cylinder in the 225A. You don't see too many around on YouTube. Few people got them. But it pulled two white oaks, you know, great big white oak trees. Not nothing like veneer or nothing like that, but it pulled two, maybe three poplars, you know, just average size poplar with it. As long as you wasn't going uphill, you'd have to drop your load if you go uphill and bring it to you. But it's a quick little skidder, and it's easy to get around through the woods. You see up there, we didn't tear up everything with it. And we got a lot. We didn't do much with a skidder up there. We done about all that with a track hoe, because up on that mountain right there, not track hoe, track loader. Up on that mountain right there, it wasn't nothing but a pure swamp, wasn't it? That buried skidder plumb to the axles. You couldn't even see it, had to pull it out. We took a tractor up there too, didn't we? Tried it with a tractor, buried it plumb to the darn axles. Nor did we even take a skidder up there. I don't remember if we even took a skidder up there. I think we done all it with a track loader, didn't we? We took a tractor up there. That's what it was, and buried it to the axles. And ended up just getting I went and bought a track loader, didn't I, for that job, because he couldn't get it out. It's muddy. We snaked it all out, that 350 John Deere track loader, and it was a gasoline. It'd pull about anything you want to pull. Sometimes you'd have to cut a tree in half to get it out with it, but we're right here, a steep little mountain to pull. It's a beautiful country up in here. High up in the Wayne County school system, live there. I can't think of the names right off, but yeah, I'd recommend the Timberjack over. Definitely John Deere dozer. My dad used John Deere. Well, I don't like John Deere tractors all that well. We use international tractors on the farm, but my dad brought that 650 brand new in '82. I'd been 4 years old when he bought it. I remember it. Now, he done some pushing. He done a lot of work for people around here with it. He didn't charge much at all with it, and done some logging and stuff with it. I like a 650 with a winch on it. But he didn't have a winch on his, and I don't know why he got that dozer without a winch on it. But you could still, back then, and back in the 80s, everybody was using mules. It was still, you could back a dozer to whatever you wanted it to, you know. But, yeah, it's good. It builds roads. It'll do about anything you want to do with it. But, yeah, in my opinion, you got to already build a logging crew, you need a dozer. Without a dozer, you're handicapped. I don't care who says what. I said that to one of the big logging channels that don't use a dozer on YouTube, and he kind of got smart back with me and said, one thing I don't need is a dozer, and 3 months later on his YouTube channel, he's got a dozer. I said, yeah, you do need a dozer if you're logging. I mean, it's a handy piece of equipment for logging. I don't care who says what. You can see the coal right here coming out of the ground. I used to come up here, people didn't bucket it up there. That's all coal there, guys. It might be neat for some of the people. Well, I got a lot of people off from here from South Carolina places. Let's see the coal running out of the ground right there? That's slate and coal running out of the ground. A lot of people don't see stuff like that. There's an old rock pile too. I'm sorry about this camera work. I'm driving and doing it too. Here's my old houses too. I tell you what, guys, we've lost a lot of people this summer out of Wayne County. We older people, we've had a lot to die. And I don't know if it's been the coronavirus or what, but my throat's sore again. It was sore last week. I don't know. I felt bad Monday. Had a lot of people die in this county. I think the funeral homes was backed up for 2 weeks here a couple of weeks ago. And losing a lot of our older generation anyway. Right there's a pretty rock too. You just come up there and go up and ride a 4-wheeler point if you got enough guts. It's a steep little climb right back there. That's a pretty rocker. Yeah, but yeah, if I was buying a new skidder, it'd be a.
It's getting colder.
Yeah, it's getting cold. We supposed to get. Well, you're up on this mountain too, honey. We supposed to get some snow, you know.
And my uncle had a massive.
Yeah, your uncle had a massive heart attack. And how they done it? But back when I was a kid, a boy I grew up with got killed right down here in a car wreck. And how he done it, I'll never know. And he lived right back there. I just passed his driveway. It wouldn't have been a quarter mile. And it's a 4-cylinder car. I don't see how he got enough speed up. Well, yeah, I guess he could have. Up over this knob. And lost it over top of that knob bar and hit that ash tree right there. You still see them skin marks on the ash tree there. It's about 16-year-old, just being a kid. Little 4-cylinder car, I can't remember what it was. And we come back down 776, but we'll go out that other way, just a little way. Yeah, your uncle, yeah, your cousin lives there. Your uncle's in pretty bad shape. He had corona, then had a massive heart attack.
Well, his oxygen dropped down to 32.
Yeah, they don't think he's gonna make it, do they?
Mm-mm.
They've been a bunch of them like it. And my sister had it, and she's administrator over a nursing home in Somerset, Kentucky, and also a nurse, and been in it all of her life. And she told my mama, and she's the type of person, she just don't talk about nothing. She's a faith woman. She don't talk about nothing. She don't claim no sickness or nothing. But she told my mama, said, you don't want it. So she must have been pretty sick with it, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But she never complains about nothing.
His kidneys are trying to shut down, so now they're trying to put him.
There's a pretty chest
on dialysis.
Pretty chest oak around here. Hey, the boundary to a timber down here. I don't know if I'll get all the way down this holler tonight because it make about a 45-minute video to go this way. But I'll take you down in here. We snake hunt a lot up around this road right here, but never do no good, do we? A lot of people kill rattlesnakes around through here, but I ain't never yet. But yeah, if I was buying a brand new skidder right now, it'd be a John Deere. If I went back in logging, it'd be a John Deere. I'd have a John Deere about a 540 and about it wouldn't matter really on a dozer. 550 probably big enough for a dozer. Yeah. Well, one man like me, a good little dozer. As long as you ain't on a long snake, on a short snake, a dozer's good. But now you get on a long pull, and a dozer's a little aggravating. Yeah, it'll slow you down a little bit. You know, we used to set out with a dozer and then take them on in with use a tractor on some long pulls too. But that little 225 worked that good. And you could get it through the woods. I mean, you wouldn't tire the mountainsides off of getting it through the woods all the time. You know, you get it around a lot. You'd easy turn over easy. My brother liked to turn it over once, laid it up against a tree. Let the boom chain it down, cut the tree down to get it out. But it worked good. It worked good. I liked it. I know old man had it though before I got it, and he really took care of it. He just logged there on his farm and had an old side loader on the truck. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, where the truck loads its logs. That's what I always wanted. Never did get a hold of one. They make them homemade side loaders, and they really work good. And he just peeled around with the old skidder. Probably didn't skid a load a week with it, and he bought it brand spanking new. The skidder wasn't even hurt when I got it. I mean, it was still, it's an old model. It was a 70-something model, I guess, maybe early 80s, but it hadn't been used but very little. I mean, it was, I was dummy for getting rid of this. I tell you what hurt me bad that time was when that economy fell back in 2008, 2009. I had all them bills and logging went, bottom fell out of timber, and I just couldn't, it got rough on us. We couldn't get the timber. Nobody, I mean, if you buy it on half and timber ain't bringing nothing, these big guys that got big boundaries, they gonna sell it. Only thing we could get was these people clearing off these little lots and stuff to do houses with, you know. But my firewood business, I need to get it on it sometime or other. It was big. It would blow your mind how much firewood we sold a year. And I deliver a lot of it, bust it, and work on it in the evening times. I usually sell about, 600 rick a year or something like that, 600-700 rick a year of firewood. And everybody wanted my firewood, and I didn't have to get on no kind of program or nothing. I just word of mouth. They didn't have to advertise. They'd aggravate me to death. I'd sell out before winter ever got here. And I had a good operation running on that firewood, didn't I? It run out slick, which had stuff. Of course, I had stuff to get it out with, and stuff like that. There's some good logging too up in there. Well, I'm up here and look. I want to show up over the mountain, then I'm gonna end the video. It's all county, honey. It's a pretty view up here, guys. You have to watch all the way to the end of the video to get a pretty view. But I want to show you something. Yeah, they burnt 3 or 4 vehicles up here for insurance. They logged all this out up here. They come through here, and that's where you go back on 4-wheelers to come out at Coopersville. I just want to show you something, guys. This is gonna be some pretty sight right here now. They built a house up here. Sure have built 2 or 3 houses up here. It's a pretty sight right here. I want to try to get it on camera. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna get you on a pretty view either, because they bought it out here. Oh crap, they bought it out. We used to go through on 4-wheelers all the time. We used to go through. Boy, he made a pretty place out of this. It's alright. Get out of the way, doggy. No, they should be a right of way through right through there. Where around Bell Hay is. How they getting shut up, dog. I was gonna show y'all something. Get away, dog. I can't get the view, but you're supposed to be used to be one of the most prettiest places. You can see Monticello, you can see everywhere. But I can't get up high enough with the camera. I don't know if you guys see it or not. I want to stick you out there. Oh well, I guess I didn't get to show you the beautiful place either. But we used 4-wheeler ride up in our lot. They shut her off, ain't they? That's what people shut everything off. You can't hardly do nothing around here anymore. That was a good ride around there, good for kids and stuff. Wasn't much steep, a lot of mud holes. I thought it was a county right away through there. But yeah, seems like everybody likes the logging ones. I'll keep bringing them to you, and we'll throw some of the Appalachians in there too, the way we grew up. So it is logging in the Appalachians. Yeah, I log a lot with a mule now. I've done a lot of work with a mule. I've had a couple mules myself. With my grandpa and them, we run a lot of mules. You'd be surprised what a mule pull. A lot of you guys wouldn't even believe it if he told you, but you'd be surprised what a mule pull, or they call it cruel to animal, but no, it's not cruel to animal. That mule wants to work. I mean, it's bred in him. It's not cruel to him. That's what he's bred for. Now, if you got your beat on one, if you get mean to one, he ain't gonna work for you. He's gonna be mean back to you. That trust me. If you're good to him, he'll do his job for you if he's a good mule. And it ain't. I mean, they know they're up every morning just like a human being. They work. They're trained to work, and that's just the way it goes with them. And yeah, I'd run. That's when I first started out, but now you couldn't make this dang time. You couldn't get enough out. 1 or 2 people couldn't with a mule ever manage. Back years ago, back when my grandpa and them logged, I was going to tell you, when my grandpa and them logged, they didn't cut big timber. This country was full of big timber in the 80s and early 90s, full of big timber. All they cut was tie logs. If it didn't saw a tie, they didn't cut it. Unless they had a house, somebody wanting a house lumber, then they'd cut some poplar and pine. There used to be a lot of pine in here, and the bugs killed it out. They didn't cut it. Didn't cut no ash. I asked if it's big enough to tie. As long as it's tied to them, they didn't cut that old big stuff. They didn't have nothing to handle it with, just mules and rolled up poles. They didn't cut the big timber. There was tons of big timber in here. And these big logging outfits that started going in, that's why I got that big boundary up there. It was cut in the 50s, but they just cut the tie timber off. It was humongous timber I cut up there. I got in 3 or 4 boundaries like that, where it hadn't been cut since the 50s. And when they did cut in the 50s, they just cut the tie timber. I mean, they didn't have the saws and stuff, and it's just a waste of time for them to cut a big tree. It's harder for them to saw it, and the tie wasn't going to break no more out of a big tree than it was a little tree. They just cut, usually when they get one tie out of it, a board or two. Like I say, unless they're building a barn or something, then they would saw some poplar or pine or something. But usually it's all tie timber. It wasn't no. Then they got to selling stage wood. The stage wood mills, they started it in the 70s around here. It's whiskey barrel on the white oak, so they started cutting white oak pretty good. Then it went on to the red oak and stuff. But now it's all about the veneering. You want me wrapped up, honey? All right, guys. It's been a pretty long video. I'm gonna give you a shout out when I get to 500. Like I say, guys, it's always a blessing to get up and see him and subscribe to us, and we're so excited about the channel's growth, and seems like we get talking, it don't go long to her. Done been on her 20 or 30 minutes, and like I say, it's just so exciting that, and I'm gonna bring some more stories. They're doing good. As long as they do good, I'll bring them, and we're gonna bring some fishing videos and stuff too when we get going there. But guys, right now I'm gonna jump off here. Mama's gonna whoop me. She said, I done been going 30 minutes, and we'll catch you on the next. Let me shut the camera off. Love you guys. I didn't shut it off. I just paused it.